Welcome to Grow With Angie. I'm Angie, and today you and I are going to seed together. We're going to take some time and get some new seeds started for our hydroponic systems. The items that you're going to need today are your rapid rooters, or whatever media you're going to be using to put your seeds in. A little tip with those is to keep them in your refrigerator, and they will get a really nice humidity buildup, keeping them moist all the time. And then I'm going to show you how to warm them up before you plant your seeds. You're going to want to get your net cups out, and if you've seen my other videos, I actually purchased these reflective covers. They always come with a big, huge pack of net cups, but you can use them to put your seeds in when you're starting. I have all of my other extra net cups in the unit. I cover them with tin foil so no algae or light can get inside the unit. And then I'm gonna use my spares just to start the seeds, and I can pull the rapid rooter out and put it into a smaller size for my unit. These do work, but if you have an iHarvest, the clips won't work on the larger size, just the small ones. If you're doing a different type of hydroponic system and you're not using the green clips, then the big ones are fine. Then you're gonna wanna grab yourself some seeds. This is one of the biggest questions I get, is where do I get my seeds? I have to tell you, it's nowhere special, really. I go to the dollar store. These are 4 for $1. I go to farm stores, Tractor Supply, wherever I can buy some seeds. And because I'm so obsessed with outdoor gardening and indoor gardening, this is my seed bin. Now here's a really cool little tip that I was thinking of this morning. It is October. If you set aside $5 a week, so don't get that specialty coffee, you'll have $20 a month between October and March. You will have $100 and you can go seed shopping. I would purchase probably about $50 of seeds right off the get-go. You're gonna wanna get the seeds that sell out the quickest, and then you can use your other $50 when everything goes on clearance. Think about what you can plant hydroponically, so things that don't root. Your carrots, your pumpkins, like if you really want to try pumpkins, go ahead. This is a seed that I highly recommend you grab early season because you're not going to find them when they go on sale. This is a radish dragon tail. I planted these outside in a big, huge pot, and they are the most beautiful flowers. And then they have these really cool purple radishes that grow above the ground. They would be great hydroponically, but just know they're gonna take up a lot of space because the plants were very large in size. What you're gonna wanna start with is a seedling starter tray. I'm gonna show you a little trick that I just came up with on how to hold your net cups into your seed tray. I wrapped it with rubber bands. Now, this is actually really funny because as I was doing this, I was getting different notes, and there's a little musician in me that was thinking maybe we should all start a seedling tray band. No. Anyway, you're gonna wrap your tray with the rubber bands, and what that's gonna do is hold your net cups in between. So you can lay these all out, and this is what I'm gonna do as we go along. What this does is it holds them off the base of the tray so they're free floating. Then you're just gonna water them like you would a normal tray when you've started your seedlings. They're not gonna be sitting in the water. That's gonna help with anything like sugar snap peas or your green beans, where the actual seed itself just sits and soaks and turns into a pea for your soup, and you don't want that. You want the shell to crack open and for it to sprout. And I noticed that if it's just sitting in water, or if I do them hydroponically, it's too much water and they turn to mush. With these starter kits, you should get a light bar, then a dome. If you've seen my video on how to start microgreens, I also use this for microgreens with rock wool trays, but right now I want to get some new seeds started for my higher units. Another question I get a lot is my units and what I'm running them at as far as the ppms or EC levels, which is your plant food. If you're crazy like me, I've printed everything from the IG Works blog and put it into a little binder, and they do have a conversion chart of your ECs and your ppms. My lower unit, which is my lettuces or my basil, cilantro, parsley, those things that want the lower ppm or ECs, I'm running them between 900 and 1,000 ppm, which is 1.8 to 2.0 on the EC. The other unit is more of the flowering plants, the kale. If you watched my harvest and bug dipping method, the kale has taken off crazy in 2 weeks time since I've gotten the aphids gone. And that one I'm running 3.8 to 4.0 EC or 1,800 to 2,000 ppm. All right, let's get started and plant some seeds. As you can see here, this is my tray with all of my crazy rubber bands. I also have a bowl of really warm water, and that is because the rapid rooters were stored in the refrigerator and they're really cold. Usually when you're planting outside, you're waiting until the weather gets better. You can put your rapid rooters right into the water. There's a lot of little particles that are falling off, so I do like to squeeze them like a sponge before putting it into your unit, and all of the particles that are coming off of the rapid rooter won't clog up your filter. Now you want to make sure you have a towel handy because you don't want your hands wet after you've done this and you're touching your seeds. I'm gonna grab one of my little nut cups, squeeze this out, drop it in. I'm gonna start with some arugula. I just put it in a Ziploc. I cut the little tags so I know what my seeds are. And I do plant several seeds per rapid rooter and then thin them later. Drop them right into the center. Then another little trick I like to do is the pointy tweezers, and just like your plant is in the ground, it usually has a dirt cover. I actually grab a little bit of the sponge of the rapid rooter and I pull it off, and then I lay it over top of the hole. And it's just lightly there to give some darkness, and then when that seed is ready, it will easily just push that little chunk of rapid rooter out of the way. And this has seemed to work really well. And I want to personally thank the GWA community for the next little tip that I learned through our Facebook groups, and it was planting marigolds. Now, I've had such a problem with the aphids. They seem to be under control right now. I have one or two, and I'm actually dusting the plants with diatomaceous earth in between having to do that dip. And it's really been helping. Obviously, you can see how well the kale is doing, but the aphids do not like marigolds. In the top row, I'm gonna plant me some marigolds and see if just the smell would deter them from being on the unit, and why not? They're pretty. Now, with the marigold seeds, they're really large. So you can take your tweezers, stick them into your rapid rooter, and just give it a good spin, and you're burrowing out a bigger hole into the center of the rapid rooter, and then that will help get those marigold seeds to actually go down inside. Now there are all kinds of different tags that you can buy from the store, and I just keep writing on them if I need to. If you're super lucky like I am and have a husband that does laser engraving as part of his job, he has made me several of these, and we use them actually out in the garden. and I have bags and bags and bags of them. I can use these too as my cilantro, jalapeno peppers, and just stick these into the trays so I'm not forgetting what I planted and where it is in the tray. Now I'm gonna start planting my spinach and my Swiss chard. Another quick tip with the Swiss chard is you can go ahead and plant a couple seeds just like everything else. But when you're thinning them, you want to leave one plant. The Swiss chard will get really big on its base, and if you're using the reflective covers, it will push that reflective cover off, and that is one plant that I've noticed some dripping from the unit. So no matter what kind of hydroponic system you're using, if it is a tower straight up, it can drip down the unit because the base of the Swiss chard is so heavy. Only use one Swiss chard plant if possible. Now that the tray is all full of what we want, I'm going to water it just like I would with any new seeds. Water it lightly and let them run through, and just have the seedling tray collect any leftover water. Once you've found the perfect spot to put your little seedling tray, go ahead and water all of the seeds, all of the pods, and do that maybe twice a day. I leave the light off for 2 days, so 48 hours. You could also cover it with a towel if you want. That is just like the seed sitting in the ground, and it's just trying to break itself open. Once that happens, then you can go ahead and kick your light on, and that's going to encourage the seeds to come through and pop that little top of the rapid rooter off. Once your little seedling has some root shooting out, you can go ahead and take them out of this and put them into your hydroponic system. You can start some of your seedlings a few weeks apart, and that's what I have done with my jalapeno peppers. So I have some very mature plants and then some smaller ones going down in size because of the time that I planted them, and that will just make your harvest time a little bit longer. Wait. Before you go, I have to give you one more tip, and this again came from someone with the Grow With Angie off of our MeWe page, and it is using a little mustard ketchup oil container. Fill it with your water, and you can use this to easily water your plants, just squirting a little bit over each one of the rapid rooters. And once the little seedlings start to grow, you can keep their leaves dry by just hitting the base of the plant. I hope you enjoyed all of these tips and sowing your seeds with me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment. I hope to hear from you guys soon, and we'll see you on the next episode of Grow With Angie. All right, now I have to move my camera down. Camera, come on in, lower, movie down. Whoops, I have a front weight seat. These do not want to get in there. There we go.